Karthik, what is your view on the ongoing test series, the BGT, the fourth test match? Tomorrow is the final day, 3:33 ahead Australia. What is your view? Um, okay, so you asked me for my views on the test series. Overall, this series have been, like any other India-Australia series, have been very fantastic, very beautifully fought series with the two teams. Though I must say that India, Australia, both teams are not at their best. Uh, beat beat their batting, beat their bowling. I think they have been struggling a bit, but even the struggle of two top nations is giving us such a fantastic series. The first Test match, India, they won it quite comfortably. Australia, they were on the back foot, and we thought this series is going to be a repeat of what happened in the previous two occasions when India beat Australia in Australia. But Australia made a sensational comeback. I mean, India were 1-0 up, but not for long. In the second test match, they got a hammering by 10 wickets. So if India gave Australia a 295 runs defeat in the first test match, Australia gave it back in the form of 10 wicket win. So it was even Steven when they went to Brisbane. Now, unfortunately for the Australians, they bounced back in style in the second test match. They also did exceedingly well in the third test match when they bundled out India in the first innings. They had India on the mat. And in the second innings, India reduced Australia to 88 for 7 or something like that in their second innings. And Australia sportingly declaring their innings. It would have been meant, had the full fifth day play been offered, it would have been a fantastic play. But the rain played a spoil sport, and throughout the test match, people were going in, coming out, going in, coming out. Not easy for the batsmen, not easy for the bowlers, not easy for the cricket administrators as well. So it was from that perspective, I think Australia were on top. People are saying that India really bowled well in the second innings to reduce them to 88 for 7. But the fact is that Australia had runs on the board, and if Australians lost 7 wickets in 18 overs, if India wouldn't have awarded the follow on, and if India would have got to bat for 20, 22 overs against the likes of Cummins and Stark, probably things would have been different. So at the end of third test match, again, the series was well tied at 1-all, and it became a two test match series to play for Melbourne and Sydney. Now, in this test match, we have seen again India starting well, Australia winning the toss, batting first. Again, the last 5 wickets put on too much of score. 474 is a very, very good total on any wicket, and Melbourne is a good wicket to bat on. So 474 is what Australia got. India were on the mat again. They did well to avoid the follow, and it was a fantastic 100 by Nitish Kumar Reddy, and his partnership with Washington Sundar ensured that India avoided the follow on, and they also reduced the deficit to only 105 runs. Second innings, Australia, they got off to a very cautious start. We thought that Australia will go hammer and tong, but because they were front in the game, with 2 days to go, 105 runs ahead. But today we saw that Australia, they got off to a very, very bad start. The Costas getting out to Bumrah, and then Khwaja getting out to Siraj, and I thought the Indian bowlers were on the top. At 91 for 6, with 105 runs lead, at 91 for 6, at that time Australia were 196 runs ahead with 6 wickets down. If India would have bowled Australia out, let's say 200, under 150, this would have meant that India would have done well to chase 250. Though I'm not saying that India would have won the match. 250 runs chase in fourth innings, especially Indian batting lineup. Yes, it is deep on paper, but the fact is they've not been delivering in the last 2-3 years. They've been very inconsistent. Either their middle order is bailing them out, or they're one of the top orders, or the lower middle order is bailing them out for over 2-3 years now. And though there are big names in the Indian batting lineup, but the fact is that they have not been performing that great as a batting unit. They've not been clicking. The bowling has always been good for India, but the batting has always let them down. 250 runs chase would have been good from India's perspective, but what Australia did back against, they gave a counter attack, right? 91 for 6, then a partnership between Cummins and Labuschagne, taking to 148 for 6 became 148 for 7 when finally Labuschagne got out for a well-made 70. He had his own slice of luck, not luck but lucks. I think Indian bowlers did well, but they were not supported by their fieldsmen, especially Yashasvi Jaiswal, who had an off day as a fielder, dropping 3 catches. So, and then Australia towards the end, their 11th wicket partnership between, which is still unbeaten, between Nathan Lyon and Scott Boland, worth over 50 runs, and the partnership between Cummins and Labuschagne, which has got over 50 runs. Australia with 228 for 9, which means that they've got a lead of 333. So even if they declare their overnight score, with 1 day remaining tomorrow, 98 possible overs, 333, well, I'm not saying that it cannot be done. If any team can do it, it's India, because India did score 328 to win in the last series in Sydney. But can India do it again? I have my doubts. At this stage, a draw looks the first possibility. Australia winning looks a second possibility. India winning is a third possibility. But for India to win, it would take some unreal batting tomorrow. Rohit Sharma and Yashasvi Jaiswal will have to give about a start of 150, 160 runs in 30, 35 overs. Because 98 overs, I don't see in this series any time, any day, 98 overs have been bowled. Because there is one weak link in Australia, right? Stark was struggling in the first innings when he was bowling. And Australia is also playing with 3 specialist bowlers. You have Cummins, Boland, and Stark. Nathan Lyon is there, but he has not been that great and that effective, though he got 3 wickets in the first innings, but he hasn't looked that threatening. So India can easily play Nathan Lyon. So that means that they're restricted to only 3 bowlers between Boland, Cummins, and Stark. And Stark looked rusty in the first innings because he had bowled 25 overs and he was holding his back. He was kind of all over the place towards the fag end of India's batting. So if India is able to get a very promising start, runs are due from Rohit Sharma, runs are due from Virat Kohli, runs are due from Rishabh Pant. I think in this run chase, all the batsmen are important, but I think the most important are Yashasvi Jaiswal, Virat Kohli, Rishabh Pant, and the magic of Nitish Kumar Reddy. If India is able to get, let's say, 100 runs in the first session, 100 runs in the second session, and if they are supposed to have 150 runs to be chased with 6 wickets in hand, 7 wickets in hand in the last session, I think India will still go for it. But if India lose their 5 wickets, about 100 runs, then I think they'll play for a draw. My gut feeling is that a draw will be a well-earned result from India. Australia win, I'll not be surprised. India win, I'll be jumping from my bed. This is Karthik signing off. Thank you.